Next is section 3. Please take some time to look at questions 21 to 24.
Hi Patricia, come on in. I called you in because you haven't sent in your latest research project update. What seems to be the problem?
Hi, deciding on how to collect my data. I think a survey would be the easiest way, but I'm not sure.
Well, the best way to decide on data collection is to figure if your data is quantitative or qualitative.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, will your data mainly be the number of people who like or dislike the statement, or will it consist of statements from people that you need to interpret?
Oh, I see. If I'm more interested in detailed opinions and what people have to say, then a survey probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Usually you would do interviews for that, but I see in your proposal that you are hoping to have a sample size of 150.
Yes, I think for it to be a valid study I'd need at least 120, so I thought 150 was a better sample size.
In which case interviews are not really practical, are they?
No, I guess you're right, it would take far too long.
Perhaps you're putting the horse before the cart here. Remember, what is the aim of your research?
I'd like to find out if the students here are externally or intrinsically motivated and how that affects their study styles.
Right, and I see from your literature review that you've done quite a bit of research already, so you should have come across the questionnaire by Sims on motivation and learning.
Yes, I had, but I thought we had to come up with our own instruments. Are we allowed to use existing surveys?
If this was for a postgraduate study, then yes, we would prefer you to come up with your own, but this is only undergraduate. It is perfectly okay for you to use an existing survey. However, you should probably modify it to better reflect your research area.
I can do that. I have some questions in mind that are not included in Sims questionnaire, but won't that make it too long?
Well, I'm sure that there are some areas of the survey that are not relevant to your line of questioning, so by cutting those and adding in your own it should be okay. Also remember that you have to submit your survey to the ethics committee before you are allowed to use it.
Oh, of course. Do you know how long it takes to be approved?
If you are modifying an existing survey, then it should only take a few days, as the survey has been approved for use before.
That's good to hear. My timeline is a bit tight already.
Yes, I had noticed, and it's why I called you in. How are you going to disseminate the questionnaire?
Now take some time to look at questions 25 to 30.
I thought that I could go to lectures as they finish and hand them out to students. They could leave them in a box at the foyer for me when they finish.
I'm not sure that is a good idea for a couple of reasons. First, it will cost you a lot in printing and paper. You cannot be sure that students will do the surveys, so you may be wasting surveys and paper. There is the time frame. Students may not do them quickly, or forget to put them in the box. Finally, there is security. A box in a public place could be stolen or lost.
Yes, and it will be time-consuming to be always checking the box.
Have you considered using the university survey portal?
Sorry, I don't know what you are talking about.
The psychology department, quite a few years ago, set up a portal for students to host surveys. The website hosts your survey and sends you the results by email on a daily or weekly basis for a set time period. You should get some takers, as psychology students are required to do 3 surveys a semester.
Really?
Yes, it's one way to help the students get their research done. In order to get a larger sample size, you could apply to have a message sent to all students of a particular faculty, subject or year, asking them to do your online survey. The university is usually quite happy to oblige, and we have seen greater compliance because the surveys are online and easy to do. It is all voluntary, of course, so I'd suggest messaging twice as many students as the sample size you're after.
Gee, thanks, that's really helpful.
You're welcome. I'll email the contact details of the university administrator who handles the website to you so that you can get it sorted. One final question: now that you have your method organized, what about analysis?
What do you mean?
You will have a lot of data to analyze. Are you going to use software, and if so, which one?
To be honest, I was just going to use the data analysis tools in Excel. I think that they should be sufficient.
Yes, they should be, although it is quite time-consuming. Again, the university can help you with this. Included in the hosting of your survey is the option to use the faculty's analysis software. You will need to use your student ID in order to download the software, and it will expire after 30 days, so only download the software once you have collected all your data.
I don't have to be a psychology student in order to use the software?
No, it's free to all university students, but as I said, it has an expiration date, so you must make sure you are finished within the month. Take screenshots so that you can show your methodology, but the software will analyze for you and do whichever type of visualization you need.
That sounds much easier than using Excel.
Is there anything else that you'd like help with?
No thanks. Now that I've got the data collection sorted, it should all be quite straightforward.
That's good to hear. Just remember, if getting a large enough sample size is taking too long, you can ask for an extension. Just send me an email and explain the issue.
Thank you, I will. But if I can message enough students and they do it online, then it should be fine. Thanks again for your help.
You're welcome.
This is the end of section 3.